my darling. I don't
Welcome back to GNAG. We be talking, we be podcasting.
My computer sucks. Not saying the word.
It's true.
I am working on it. I actually Kaden keeps saying about my tech thing, so I'm not gonna say more than I'm buying a new desktop too for just this purpose.
Homie do be buying equipment.
I'm just gonna get a Mac Mini, just something with a lot of storage on it that I can just leave here.
The mini Mac for a mini DAC. Am I right? Got him.
So how was your holidays? Last time we
Very,
filmed was
very,
before
very
that.
busy. It was warm. It was like 74 degrees over Christmas, and then apparently now it's deciding to get cold.
It always happens in January for us.
I'm just glad there is cold because there wasn't cold in Florida, so I'm vibing with it.
Oh, same. So my house is so old and doesn't hold heat well, so I went to stay with my brother was staying in the next town over. I'm gonna readjust. Camera.
It said we're done seeing this guy. It said,
why is it not focusing?
So we don't want to see you.
That was weird. But yeah,
funny.
I'm gonna rotate this so that blue light isn't just like blinding everybody. But yeah, I ended up staying with my grandma the last couple days, which was nice. We watched a ton of movies. I finally saw Encanto, which I had a lot of people tell me about. No one told me though, the music is straight fire.
What did you expect, bro?
I didn't expect it to be so good.
After Moana, like, come on, bro.
Dude, it was so good. Like the music, like I mean, I like the story, don't get me wrong, but the music, my God.
I haven't seen it.
You don't even bother. Just listen to the soundtrack.
I can't. We'd get copyright flagged.
I didn't mean now, but I'm not Camden just sending links while we're playing.
Kind of sounds like that's what you're wanting right now.
It
was good. Nothing too crazy. Just family and friends and staying in mostly.
I got the Rona over the break.
Facts.
Literally like days after Christmas. Although my symptoms lasted for like one day and that was it. Literally one day.
But you got a couple of days off work.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
Heyo. What did you spend that time doing?
What did I spend that time doing? Well, no, I didn't have work anyways because it was literally over the break. I didn't have work anyways.
Oh, that sucks.
No, I literally spent it just watching movies. I binge watched all the Harry Potter movies and I'm mad. I went and after I watched all 8 of them, I went and recorded a Film Obsessed episode. And literally
let me guess. It didn't record and you wasted all that time because your computer's garbage.
What I did is I decided, because I didn't want to take up computer storage, I would just record it on my iPad and use a mic, and I don't know where I put it. Not this one. But I used a little adapter, but the audio just sounded like it was getting cut up by razor blades for some reason. And I'm like, I worked so hard on that. I put it was like a half-hour episode, and I still have all the. I mean, I could probably revisit. I'll probably end up redoing it at some point, but I just lost the will to do it again.
Just
right
film
after.
It like for real. Don't use the iPad. Use the camera.
Oh, I'm going. Well, I don't use the camera because it's audio only.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, like I'll just
use a microphone.
Yeah, I know. I did it. I didn't record on my iPad audio. I recorded just with a different microphone. It just turned out butchered. Well, this next time I'm gonna do it with this one on my laptop.
I mean, nobody really wanted to hear about Harry Potter anyway.
Just
you could do it about
it doesn't mean everybody else doesn't. I'm actually planning.
That's new, you know.
I'm actually planning like some sort of a new one, sort of a throwback. On slasher films. So I'm in the middle of watching the Scream movies. I've never seen them. Like I've up until like this like 2021, I've never really been a horror movie fan, and I've never really tried them. I mean, I watched It chapters 1 and 2 when that came out, or the second one when it came out. Um I'm trying to like get a comfortable seating position, but my desk is hitting my knees.
Bro.
It's annoying. Anyways, I watched It Chapter 1 right before It Chapter 2. Then when Halloween Kills came out this last year, I went and watched Halloween and then the 2018 one. The original one, by far my favorite horror movie of all time. I would argue it's just one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, it was so good. Super simple, straight to the point, very eerie, and it made me want to go like absentmindedly lock my doors. I'm not even kidding. Like, I thought the 2018 one, because it's like, you know, special effects and everything, I thought, and typically they're more gruesome, I figured it would be scarier. No, it wasn't. Like the old one, just seeing him in the distance, or just he'll walk behind something and just disappear, and you never know when he's going to strike. That's what, even it wasn't gory at all. Like, you literally, it's so over exaggerated and like over the top that you're like, this is the fakest thing I've ever seen.
What was it? Exaggerated?
Shut up. Anyway.
Interesting. Go ahead. Continue your thought about slasher.
Anyway. I hate you. Anyways, just great movie. Really suspenseful. Well, I'm in the middle of Scream because the new one just came out this weekend, and I was like, okay, I know a lot of the actors in it. It's got good reviews, and all the other Scream movies seem to have decent to mid reviews. So went and checked it out. First one, really good. I like how it makes fun of other horror films and then falls right into the tropes it's making fun of. Second one, good, not as good. Third one, not great. I'm in the middle of the third one. I paused it to go play Halo with you guys. Now we're doing this, so I'll finish it after. Then I'll watch the fourth one tonight. I don't have work tomorrow, and assuming the movie theaters are open, I'll probably go see the next one tomorrow.
Okay. You gonna make an episode about that, you said?
Probably. I don't know if it'll be about Scream itself or if it'll be about slasher films as a genre. If I do, I might do a Scream review and then kind of talk about the whole saga, and then I will revisit it later on for slasher films, because I still need to watch Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. And then once I've gotten Halloween, Scream, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street, I think and are there any others I'm missing that are slasher films? Like any classics?
Probably, but I'm not.
I don't know. I mean, well, I feel like those are the main four that I've ever heard of.
Right.
There might be a fifth one, but if it is, I'll add it in there. I definitely think the top three are Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Halloween. I definitely know those are the top three, like most iconic slashers.
Yeah, people talk about those all the time.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw. I think that counts. But I've seen Texas. I've seen the newer one. I've seen Texas Chainsaw 3D. I saw that years ago. I've seen Carrie. That was a good horror film.
Carrie was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I've seen both the original and the 2013. Was it 2013? Like the 2010 ones with
the new one. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Carrie. I watched The Shining. I watched The Shining. Loved that. I love the visuals and the eeriness of that movie.
Right.
I don't know why this turned into a horror flick episode.
I mean, that's just what you're doing recently. That's the way it goes.
I switched jobs. We could talk about that.
Yeah. Now what are you doing?
Same thing, just different place.
Crazy.
Here, I want to show you something. Hold on. Entertain the audience for like 5 seconds.
All right. Well, I don't really have any jokes, but if you want, I can talk about the intricacies of Halo lore. Basically, in order to get the main story, you have to go start at either Reach or 1. If you want to do the prequel thing, like chronological order, you can start at Reach. But if you're also doing like books or movies, you have to add those in after the fact. But I like starting at Reach. It's a little bit of a weird jump from like gameplay mechanics to Halo CE, where it's like, yeah, okay, in CE you have significantly less mechanics. But the story flows well enough. It's just you're gonna take like a leap, which is kind of weird. Anyways, is that long enough?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got you.
So, the next thing I wanted to bring this up. So, I stopped working at the school I've been working at the whole school year. I'm not going to really get into why, because I have friends that go to the school and I don't want it to become a whole like bash fest or anything like that. Like
Bash fest.
I can't say too much, but I can say this for the ones who, and the reason I don't want to say a lot is I know that some people from the school like follow this podcast now.
That's cool.
Some of the kids or some of like the middle schoolers ended up finding it, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't work there anymore. I don't have to worry about any of that. Plus, it's not like I talk about anything wrong or anything they shouldn't hear about. So, anyways,
not exactly the role model that you are in school, though, are you?
In theater, I'm about the same way I am here. Maybe not. I don't know. Regardless, not that bad. Anyways,
I guess we'll find out whenever you get canceled.
Probably. Anyways, what ended up happening is I'll say this. Someone at the school, high up at the school, has been saying that before I had even left, I had not chosen to leave. I had just been contacted by another school, and this person went around telling everybody I was leaving or that I was fired without checking with me, without doing any real checking of any sort. Just started telling everyone that I was either leaving or fired, along with another coworker of mine was telling everybody that this person was also fired, even though this person left willingly, and on good terms. I'm not going to say who, not going to give any insight. Most people will, if they know enough, they'll figure it out, or they already know. But I'm not wanting to work in an environment where someone as high up as this person is can get away with that. And there's actually been, I think, people looking into it as well. Not going to say who or why, but let's just say I guarantee by the end of the school year, this person will either not be working there, will not continue to work there, or everybody's going to know about it. And I mean everybody. Mm-hmm. So now, if that ever happens, I will absolutely go into the juicy details if it ever gets outed. But until then, I'll kind of remain vague. But so I'm starting at a new school and it's about $1,000 more a month. So
okay,
little bit of good
sure
change more.
It'll help with all your computer issues.
I mean, like literally, here's the state minimum. I was paid like down here.
Yeesh.
Now, granted, I found out because I worked there in December, I'm still going to get our bonus, which it's not a lot, but it'll pay for the computer, or at least most of it.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll help a lot with that. So that'll pretty much pay for that equipment. And then the extra chunk of change will solve anything else that needs to be dealt with. In theory. Yeah. Just
because management. You also have to know how to use it and how to format your files and stuff.
The only thing is where I'm going, they don't do it to where they'll pay you out over the summer. They don't split up your checks to do that. So I have to account for that. But I also still have my job at the movie theater over the summer, so I'll be making money that way too.
Right.
Just because, why wouldn't I still do that? I love that job. Doesn't pay that great, but it's only a few hours a week and money.
Sure. And you get free movies. Yeah. That's the main benefit for you, I'm sure.
Well, the one thing I wanted to go get, so because of me leaving, I decided I wanted to tell certain people at the school. Now, my coworker, when that person left, they did not wish to say anything to anybody other than like 3 of us, and they did not want it to be known. It was a teacher. They didn't want their kids to know. They did, however, tell them later, but they didn't want to tell them while still working there. Me, I have deep connections with a lot of the people and the kids there, and I wanted to, tell them like, hey, I know you're going to be upset if I was just disappear. So here's what's going on. And one of my favorite kids ended up.
You allowed to have favorite kids?
We've talked about this before. Every person in a school system has a favorite kid.
That's
or
crazy.
multiple. One of them, a fourth grader, painted this.
It says, "You are the best teacher
in the galaxy." And this is watercolor painting. Painted the trees, the stars. I mean, like, this is like some of the best art I have in my house. I immediately went and got a frame for it. I put the date on the back of it of when I got it, and who painted it. And I was like, this is like one of the best things. I mean, I keep all the things, cards, like big drawings or anything or gifts that a kid's ever given me. I keep all of it.
Big cards, like the jumbo Valentine's cards and stuff.
I haven't gotten one of those, but this one I was like, okay, this is one of the best things I've ever gotten. And I'm friends with that parent. And what the worst part about that though is that kid's parents got COVID right before I had to leave. So like the last 2 days, the kid was really upset that I wasn't going to be, well, all of them, because there were multiple kids at the school that I taught in all different levels. So they were all upset they didn't get to see me off, but we're planning, once they're out of quarantine, we're going to meet up, and they're going to like give me a goodbye gift and stuff like that. But I still keep up with them. So
have like a going away party or something.
Yeah, I actually did have a going away party.
Did you get pizza?
No, Olive Garden actually.
Ooh, like a real, okay.
So one of the teachers decided that we are good friends now, and
they just decided that.
Yeah. So they were like, "Hey, we can't let you go without a send off." So she got with another friend of mine who was a substitute there as kids would go to the school. She subbed in the kindergarten classrooms with me for like 2 weeks straight. And then I play Halo with her husband. Like we're all good friends over there. Well, they got together and they're like, "Hey, let's send him off right. We're thinking Olive Garden, and then we'll all go see Spider-Man, and then we'll bring the kids with us." And then it was a whole fun thing. I'm not gonna put the picture up, obviously, but I mean, it's on my, social, some of my socials.
You're like, I'm not gonna put it up, but with minimal effort, you'll see it anyway.
If you know where to look, but it was a great time.
Don't you link the socials at the video?
It's not a social that's linked.
Okay.
But no, it was actually fantastic. Because first me and all the kids, because the parents had to go to a meeting, because teachers, they had to do a quick meeting. So I took the kids to keep them busy. We went in the kindergarten building and played a huge game of hide and seek.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it was absolutely. We played some cards, just great time. Well, then we all ended up going to Olive Garden. Great time there. A lot of conversations.
Hide and seek and then Olive Garden. That seems like a weird turn of events.
Well, then we ended up, half of us went to the Dollar Tree to get some candy, and the other had to go pick up another kid. So we go to the Dollar Tree or whatever, and one of the kids asked to ride with me. Parents like, "Yeah, I don't care, sure." I found out a very interesting thing about this kid, which I will never let that kid live down. And they call rock, paper, scissors, scissors, paper, rock.
I mean, I have heard that before, but
wait, paper, scissors, rock. Yeah. Paper, scissors, rock. That's what it is. No, paper, rock, scissors. That's what it is. Paper, rock, scissors.
I mean, they all sound just equally the same.
But the moment they said it, as I'm driving, I look over and I'm like, and they're like, no. Like,
did they mean to say that? Is that actually what they call it?
That's how they say it, but they knew that after it left their mouth, I was not gonna let them live it down, because she immediately was like, no. I did not say that. I did not say that. No. And I'm like, is that how you say it? She's like, I mean, I guess, but and I was like,
oh no. Oh no.
It was a great
Proctor
time.
will remember this.
Well, and then Spider-Man, it was just a great time. Absolute great send-off.
Have we talked about Spider-Man? That wasn't on the most recent episode, was
no,
it?
because we hadn't seen it yet, because we recorded before we went to see it.
So spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spoiler alert.
A couple of seconds.
Okay,
We saw it very, very quickly. I think maybe we did talk about it because you mentioned how you had to get tickets.
Yeah, we talked about getting the tickets, but we never talked about seeing it because that last episode came out. Uno momento.
It's weird how they market it as like
it came out a month ago. December 4th. Yeah, there's no way.
Okay, yeah,
we
no, we
talked about
didn't.
it.
It's so the marketing for that movie was interesting because I've seen online and stuff. They were originally going to market it kind of like as a Doctor Strange and Spider-Man conflict.
Yeah,
which I think would have been. I think it would have been cool for even more of the surprises.
Oh, definitely. But there's no way they would have pulled that off.
Does Spider-Man need like marketing really?
Dude,
like of course you want to hype the movie
to market it. It was so
that's
hyped.
Because everything leaked.
Well, no, but even before that, this movie was like, it took them forever to release a trailer.
Yeah. And so they got leaked.
It was a great film, though. I mean, I know you have your problems with it, but I still think it was a great film.
I don't really have that many problems. Like, I think it was a great film.
His biggest problem is just the multiverse concept. He hates the concept of the multiverse.
It's just kind of controversial because the multiverse concept, it's cool to like do crazy multiverse things, but when you bring in like characters that were created decades ago and change them or add them to current movies and pretend like now they're a part of the MCU, it's just weird.
I agree to some sense, but I mean,
so we gave a spoiler.
Yeah, I was about to say, so I can say it. Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. First off, I think this movie redeemed Andrew Garfield for the people who like. Have you noticed how a lot of people who were like hated Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man or hated those movies are like, yeah, Andrew's the best, and I'm like,
but so many of those issues were just production and storyboarding.
Oh yeah, it had nothing to do with Andrew Garfield himself. No, Andrew Garfield like did the best he could do. Like he was a great Spider-Man.
And Gwen by far is the best love interest we've gotten to any of the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, hot take, controversial opinion warning. Mary Jane, Kirsten Dunst was the worst of the three.
Oh, she sucks. Actors. Yeah, no, I can't stand her.
MJ, supportive the whole way around. Gwen, she was very independent, but loved him like no matter what.
She was useful too. Like she helped him with his problems and stuff.
What did Mary Jane ever do for Peter? Ever.
Guilt
other than
him,
cheat on him. Multiple and everybody else.
Get captured like 6 times.
Yeah, no. Now, another hot take. Toby's suit is my least favorite of the live action Spider-Man suits. I hate I think that's a hot take. White webbing.
I guess maybe it could be, but
no, I know a lot of people who are nostalgic for it. But I mean, like, if you look past the nostalgia, I hate the white webbing and I hate raised webbing.
Is it controversial to say that I think Tom's suits are the best out of all of them that we've gotten?
I mean,
especially like the black and red Far From Home suit is my favorite.
Heck yeah. Although the suit at the very end of the movie, that literally looks like it was ripped out of the comics. But you know what annoys me about it? We're probably going to not see that in his next film. They're going to tweak it again. It's like what they did at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. It's like, hey, let's show them in their comic accurate suits and then not do it.
Yeah, but you can't talk about Dark Phoenix because Dark Phoenix
we're not talking about Dark. No,
Dark Phoenix is something else. But that's one of those reasons, the movie was great, but I personally think like the way that they turned it into, okay, this is an origin trilogy is spot on. And it made a lot of people that were Tom Holland haters really enjoy the trilogy.
He did so good. I think
But the
One of
problem I have with it is because like they made it an origin trilogy, right? But the end, they basically erased all of his history, which is
I
just
mean,
weird. Like the
well,
whole
no,
everyone forgets about him
they
is
forget about
so
Peter
weird.
Parker, but they don't forget about Spider-Man and all the things he's done.
I know, but part of the appeal, like part of just the character, is how he interacted with the Avengers and all the things he's gone through. And now, aside from what he knows, like that's just gone, which is
So
a little weird. But...
now, one thing though, Daredevil cameo, love that.
oh, dude, I love
Dude,
Daredevil.
I saw this TikTok of a guy who posted his theater reaction, and he was the only one who made a sound about Daredevil. And he's like, "Why did nobody in my theater know who Daredevil was?"
They probably saw it multiple times.
Well, no, you could hear some of the people in the background saying, "Why is this guy cheering for this guy? Are we supposed to know who he is?" You could hear somebody right behind him say that.
But that's also
I'm like,
because the
oof.
Daredevil, the Netflix shows were widely considered like in a
Different
limbo
world.
canon zone,
So,
like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
well, also talking about Hawkeye, Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. I mean,
Yes.
like, they also made him freaking beefy.
Yeah, they made him. He looks good. I like him.
I loved everything about the Hawkeye series as well.
I did too. It's by far the best of the show so far.
Now, I think we can talk about this because it literally just happened like today or yesterday. Moon Knight.
The trailer. It looks good.
I'm glad they're
I have
committing.
this fear for anytime Marvel, the MCU, wants to do a dark story or a dark character, that they'll like leave it just very PG-13. And I'm hoping, if they're going to make it PG-13, whatever, that they really push the bounds of it.
Oh,
because
yeah.
if they're going to bring Daredevil back,
that.
Daredevil, the Netflix shows are like amazing. They're unbeatable. And if they're not going to continue those arcs,
the Daredevil one is at least.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like the absolute peak of anything we've seen from that character.
Now,
I didn't finish Punisher.
I never watched season 2. Season 1 was great.
Yeah,
but
pretty good.
Here's the thing. You can definitely, I've seen a ton of movies where I was like, this is rated R. Nope, it's PG-13. You can push the boundary. Like, for example, more often than not, one of the things that makes a movie rated R is how much blood you're allowed to show, or like the way you show it, language, and like nudity and stuff. So, for example, like we even see on the poster how it's just like his hand holding the knife or the moon-shaped knife. It's covered in blood. So are his knuckles. So you can do that as long as it's not like gushing blood. You can actually use quite a bit of blood,
like ripped out of a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, and also so long as as long as you don't use more than one F-bomb, you're pretty much set on the language barrier. You can actually make a movie that's as dark as a rated R movie just so long as you hold back on those, which are things that you don't have. Like in Daredevil, we see Kingpin kill a guy by closing a car door on his head, and the blood fell on or his head, his skull fell on. Like,
it's an amazing scene.
Now, here's the thing: you can totally do that scene so long as you don't show it from the under the car angle of like the head falling out.
But
if
those
that would
shots,
be a PG-13 scene.
Those shots are what really sets in the brutality of it. Because if you cut away, it's like I can imagine what happened there, but if you straight up show it, it's
you can definitely show like, his head was cut clean off, but you don't have to just show the gushing part of it.
Yeah.
But I have hope. I definitely now my thing is like Marvel Studios, they're gonna throw comedy into it. And I think where most of that comedy is going to come from is his multiple personality disorder, like in the confusion of each personality swapping.
Oh, sure. I could see that. Although the trailer doesn't really play it off that way. The trailer doesn't show a whole lot of comedy for it.
And I'm glad, because that gives me hope that they're going to hold back a little bit.
It is kind of reassuring.
I've heard Blade might show up in the series, which I could see. I could see that.
That would be cool.
I think Dracula might be the villain of this. That's what I've heard. I've heard that they're trying to put Dracula into things, which that is a prominent Marvel villain, and it would set him up for Blade. So,
okay, I want to talk about this for a second. Something else. Marvel Studios has gotten so much success to the point where they can pretty much experiment and try whatever they want. I'll just say this: Eternals was trash, and I don't like the concept they were going for. The movie itself is kind of weak. I mean, it's just not appealing. I guess they tried to do like a Guardians of the Galaxy type thing.
I
bring
will
these
take
random
Eternals
people
over Captain Marvel any day. Captain Marvel is my least favorite
I
for
have
so
to
many.
disagree.
Captain Marvel is my least favorite for so many reasons, but I actually enjoyed Eternals. I didn't think it was great,
Eternals was
but
all
I
right.
enjoyed it.
It was all right, but I on rewatch now that they're on Disney Plus, it's kind of like on rewatch, I notice a lot of problems that I now have with the movie and how I don't really like the way it's structured.
I definitely get that. I definitely wish we would have seen more of Kit Harington's Black Knight character.
Yeah.
Now, fun fact, you know that voice that talking to him at the end of the movie?
I actually do know about this. Yeah.
About it being Blade.
I looked into that. Mm-hmm.
I was like, I heard it and I'm like, no. But then I remembered. So here's how you know if a character is about to show up somewhere in Marvel nowadays. If they have casted an actor way ahead of the movie, for example, when they casted Kang the Conqueror for Ant-Man Quantumania, he's been casted for years. And we're like, oh, but that movie's years away. Why are they casting him now? And it's like, oh, he's in Loki. Okay. So if they, and Mahershala Ali, he's been cast as Blade. Granted, how that happened is a totally, that's still one of my favorite stories of how to get a Marvel movie going. He just walks into Kevin Feige's office, just says the word Blade. Done. Let's do it.
Right.
That is my favorite thing. Kevin Feige's just like, sure, that fits. It's like all these other people. We have to negotiate, a role for you, like Keanu Reeves. He's been talking to Marvel for years, hasn't found a role. Mahershala Ali's just like, I want to be Blade.
Speaking
Kevin
of,
Feige, here's your paperwork.
Did you watch
sign.
the new Matrix movie?
No,
really.
Now I'm gonna get some slack for this. I haven't seen the Matrix. It's one of those. So here's the thing. I'm a movie buff.
I mean, if you're going back to like all these classic movies you haven't seen, you might as well watch.
I'm actually buying that poster that's like 100 movies that every movie critic or fan needs to see. I've actually seen most of them, but there are a few, like a couple of the horror ones, like I said, a few sci-fi. There are some big movies that I haven't seen, and that Matrix is one of them. But I've heard the new one is terrible. That's what I've heard, at least.
It's not terrible. It
looks like it should have been made years ago. Like from the trailers,
obviously they're trying to like kind of bring back everything about the Matrix that made it so cool. Which there's only so much you can do, but I watched it. I will say I thoroughly enjoyed the new Matrix way more than Eternals. I had a lot of fun with the Matrix. It was pretty good.
I'm gonna go.
But it was fun.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna see Scream soon. There's this romance movie I want to see this next weekend that me and my friend are talking about going to see. I don't know much about it. I actually don't know any of the actors in it. It's clearly an indie film because I don't recognize the studio and I don't recognize any of the actors. And if I don't know,
it's in theaters.
It will be next weekend. It's called Redeeming Love. It's apparently like a period piece, which I love a good period piece movie.
Sure.
But I'm curious. I haven't seen any reviews or anything like that come out for it yet. So the embargo probably will be released, I imagine, no later than Thursday when the movie releases, but probably no sooner than tomorrow. I'm curious though. It's probably going to be some stupid chick flick, and you know what? I don't care. I like a good chick flick romance film every now and again.
Okay, but you have to watch The Matrix at some point too.
Oh, I will. It's on my list. Like, I just find time to watch now, my whole thing is franchises. If I'm going to watch something, I want to watch it in continuity. So now here's where now, for example, when I watched Halloween, I did not watch the original Halloweens 2, 3, 4, the reboot, or any of that. I watched Halloween, the 2018 sequel, which is a direct sequel to the first, taking place 20 years later or 40 years later. Then I watched Halloween Kills because it had just come out in theaters, also in that continuity. Now, I will eventually go back and watch the original sequels, but at the moment, they're not in continuity. I'm worried about the current continuity.
Are you talking about like canon? Like what's the franchise canon?
What the continuity
How are
is,
the
like,
originals not canon?
So, okay. In Halloween,
What?
there are 3 or 4 different timelines. Timeline 1 is Halloween,
I
Halloween
hate
2,
that already.
Halloween 4.
That's so dumb.
Halloween's 1,
What
2,
is this,
and
5
4.
Nights at Freddy's type crap?
No, Five Nights at Freddy's is all in, I think, one continuity.
Maybe.
But no, Halloween, it goes Halloween 1, 2, and 4. Halloween 3 is an anthology series which explores like Michael Myers as a character, not a person. It's like, I don't even know.
Are those not the same thing?
No, like, because in like he's not a person. It's like people can watch the movie Halloween in Halloween 3.
What?
It's meta. It's weird. I don't know.
What?
It wasn't good from what I'm aware. And then there's the rebooted Halloween, Halloween's 1, 2, and there might have been a third one. I don't remember, but that was the reboot, which apparently wasn't nearly as good. They went for the more like, oh, let's be more brutal and over the top, and it didn't work. Now we've got the new continuity, which is the original Halloween 2018, which takes place 40 years later. Then Halloween Kills, and next year,
you know
Halloween
what this
ends.
sounds like? This sounds like Ghostbusters.
No.
There's like with Ghostbusters, the new one that they're coming out with,
that
is a direct sequel to
Halloween 2, or is it Halloween 1?
Not Halloween, Ghostbusters.
I mean, yeah,
the new Ghostbusters. It's a sequel to like Ghostbusters 3, I'm pretty sure.
There isn't a
But
Ghostbusters 3.
No, I'm talking about, what's the one that they made with all the chicks recently?
That was the reboot. But no, this isn't a sequel to that.
But that was supposed to be the reboot to the first movie?
No, that was
what
supposed
was
to
it
be
a reboot of?
That was a reboot just in general. Like, let's not reference anything from the originals. It's a brand new start.
But they did. Some of the original actors were in it.
But it wasn't a sequel.
So
it was
how is it a reboot if the original actors were in it?
In the same way that Spider-Man Far From Home not a reboot, but it still used the same actor as J. Jonah Jameson.
So it's just screwy actor timeline stuff.
They just happen to be in it, essentially.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a sequel.
No, it's not. It was a reboot.
Because it's like the original characters are old. And
no, it was a reboot. This new one is the sequel to to Ghostbusters 2. This new one or it's to the first one. I think the second one is in continuity. This is
just what's so stupid about this structure. Like,
well,
just follow a continuity.
A lot of films have been doing this recently, and they've also been using the same original name. They're not like, oh, it's the third one of these. It's just like with Halloween. It's like, oh, we're not doing Halloween 2 again. Just Halloween.
That's yeah.
For example, you've got some movies. I like when a movie follows up on an old one. Take Blade Runner, for example. Blade Runner, great film. Blade Runner 2049, even better film.
But that's a sequel, right?
Yes, but it still takes
Or
place.
Is it a rebooted sequel?
No, it is connected to the original. It is a sequel, but it really is its own story. Like it really.
Isn't that what the Ghostbusters movie was?
No, because this movie barely showed Decker at all. Like you see him towards the end of the film, and it makes like 3 references to the original film, and that's about it. But it is a sequel. It's in the same timeline.
New Top Gun movie is a sequel.
Yes, Top Gun Maverick is a sequel to the original. It's just like it's all this.
But he's like barely in it, and they're new characters.
I think he's in it quite a bit.
Character.
No, I'm fairly certain he's still the main character. Versus Blade Runner 2049, where Ryan Gosling took over for Harrison Ford.
Let's just make like new stories. How about that? No more reboots or sequels.
I agree with the no more reboot. Well, I mean, hey, if we're talking new ideas, A Quiet Place, phenomenal.
A Quiet Place
new
was
idea.
Great. And its own singular timeline.
And its sequel was just like also great.
Oh,
like
yeah,
it was a great original idea. Like it actually like that's a great one of those films where it didn't need a reboot, wasn't a remake of a classic. It was all original idea, and it was fantastic.
Right. And John Krasinski is amazing.
Oh yeah, and Emily Blunt.
Yeah, they both did really good.
But yeah, I'm excited for the new Scream movie. After now watching 2.5, I just need 1.5 more, and then I can go see it tomorrow.
Bruh. Okay, you have fun with that.
But see what I mean though is like they named it Scream. They didn't name it Scream 5. It's just called Scream.
Sure, but that's even more confusing to see where things fit into place.
Like, now, what I think is confusing is what they did with the Halloween timeline. Because it's like, oh, Halloween's 1, 2, and 4 are in the same continuity. But Halloween 3 is its own thing. They should have renamed it to something that's not Halloween 3. They should have named it Halloween something
Maybe
else.
it was originally supposed to be a sequel, or supposed to be in the...
I mean, I don't know. It's weird, though. Sequels are weird. Continuity, timelines, who knows? I don't try to understand it. Well, that's a lie. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you try to understand it. It's not possible to understand, which is another reason I hate multiverse, but it's fine.
Pretty much. I don't know, though.
Multiverse, literally anything can happen and no consequences exist.
Pretty much.
Yay.
So are there any other films you've been watching recently?
I've been watching Boba Fett.
So good.
It's all right. I hope it gets better.
I think it will. I'm just glad they're not doing episodic things like The Mandalorian. That was my only big... Like, I figured after season 1 they would stop that format, but no, they continued it in season 2. Like, the whole thing isn't episodic. There are some episodes that do that, but they do the Rick and Morty formula where you've got some episodes that are episodic and then some that are linear.
Yeah. Either way, it's The Mandalorian. They're all really, really good.
Yeah.
Even if they're singular stories, whatever.
The only episode that I just remember really not liking is season 2, episode 2 with the frog lady. I just remember really not liking that episode.
The frog lady.
I mean, nothing against Peyton Reed. I think he's a great director. I just wasn't a big fan of that movie or that episode.
I like the episode where he gets trapped on like the moon and there's spiders everywhere. The
you
spiders
mean the one
just
I
attack
literally just said.
Is that the frog lady one?
Yeah.
No,
he's in
I
the
don't
ice,
think so.
Where he's in the ice cave. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
What does the frog lady have to do with that episode?
She was on the ship.
I thought he just crashed into that place.
No, he crashed.
There was an episode where he picks up the frog lady on the...
No, he picks her up at the very end of the first episode, and in the second episode, they are on their way. They crash land on the ice planet. Grogu keeps eating the eggs. She ends up wandering off into the cave, into the hot springs, which is where Grogu finds the baby spiders. He eats them, and that's what sets it all off.
Okay, but I don't care about the frog lady for that part. I just liked watching him fight all the spiders.
No, it was. I didn't have a problem with that. I love how the spiders look in live action. They actually somehow made scarier looking
fun.
Spiders.
I like the horror elements of it.
I don't know. It just felt too long. And I'm a person who likes a good slow movie, but that episode felt long.
I think it's because it was mostly pointless. There was no reason for it.
You could have shortened that episode significantly and it would have been better.
Right.
I rewatched a few movies at with my grandma this week. She's very she likes a specific type of movie. We watched Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow as it's properly known. One of my favorite Tom Cruise movies and Emily Blunt movies. Have you seen that one?
I don't think so. When did it come out?
2010 maybe. Somewhere around there.
I probably missed it.
I mean, it did awful at the box office. Great reviews though. I mean, it's a really good sci-fi film. It's like it's a Groundhog's Day film where the main character lives the same day over and over.
Right.
Really good film. Great acting performances. Top-notch action, fun, pretty funny at some moments. Great film. But we watched that, then we watched Encanto. I hadn't seen that one. Then we watched Sully, which is a Tom Hanks film based on the true story of the pilot who landed the plane in the Hudson.
I've heard about
Tom Hanks and loves his based on true story roles. He loves those. That's like all he does anymore. And then I went over to my dad's house because him and I had been wanting to watch this Apple TV one called Greyhound, which is based on a true story starring Tom Hanks of
naturally
the World War II battleship captain. Pretty good action in that one. Wasn't a lot. of plot, but ultimately really good movie as well. Apple TV has been putting out some solid stuff. I mean, like
There's
not a lot.
very little. There's
Yeah,
very little.
They're definitely quality over quantity, and it shows. Because like that Cherry, I watched Defending Jacob last week. That was great. Loved that mystery. If you want a good short mini series,
I'm not watching Apple TV, bro. I don't have Apple TV.
Fair enough. But Defending Jacob was good. I love Dickinson. Just a lot of good I've been meaning to watch The Morning Show. And Swan Song. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Definitely critic pandering though.
Of course, as you would expect.
No doubt about that. Oh, man, I had a missed opportunity. I should have worn my GNAG shirt.
I mean,
my dad got me a shirt with our GNAG logo on it for Christmas, and it came in late, and I got it like a couple weeks ago. I forgot.
I thought he made it. What do you mean it came in late?
No, we don't have the screen print yet. No, once we have it, I'll be making them for everybody.
Sure.
You'll have one. Cam will have one. Whether you wear it or not, that's up to you. But
I would, as long as it's a decent material and stuff. Yeah.
What do you mean? My MacBook is low power. It is plugged in, sir.
I swear, if we lose this episode, I'm rioting.
Hang on.
What's Cam say? He's going to commit arson.
What else is new? Why is my laptop not charging? Is it not plugged in? No, it's plugged in. Hold on.
Computer problems on GNAG? There's no way that could be the case. When has it ever been a computer problem?
We're all good now.
I don't believe you.
I am all plugged in. So I have this thing on my desk that like a power strip, but I guess that one decided not to work, so I plugged into the one under my desk. I got to organize my office. It's awful.
Explain to me how anything electronic you manage to somehow break, even though you have the newest top of the line stuff. Explain. I'm genuinely curious. How do you
I don't know.
Your equipment?
I need to organize. I think I'm going to spend the rest of this week organizing my house. I'm going to have my brother, or
no, you're not. You're just going to watch movies. You're not going to organize your house.
No, I am planning on, like, what is it, 6 o'clock right now? I'm planning on going to Walmart here in a little bit after I find food, or when I go to get food. And
you're just going to get Chick-fil-A. Don't even lie.
I think Chick-fil-A is closed today. Well, maybe not.
Why?
They were closed. Well, they were closed yesterday because of the roads, but that might not be the case.
We had like a very big winter flurry storm come in.
Big for our area, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't do any significant damage.
For New York, it's like a flurry.
It like froze over the roads and everything shut down. And
yeah,
you know, in North Carolina, anything will shut down the roads and shut everything down.
It's like I saw a single snowflake, no school for 2 weeks.
But there was a decent bit of snow. It's more than they usually. It's more than we've gotten when they shut stuff down.
I haven't seen this much snow around here in about 3 years at least.
Yeah, and it's still outside. It's been cold enough that it hasn't melted yet or anything.
Well, that's just because it all froze over. Like it's all ice now.
Yep.
It's like not even like good powdered snow. It was powdered.
The roads
like a few hours.
The roads are fine. I think it should be fine to go.
Ow, that hurt.
If places aren't open, they should be, because people are probably out and about.
That hurt. Oh, I don't know what I just did.
I didn't even see you hit anything. What?
I didn't. I just like, ow. I just like pinched my nose in a way that hurt. Like,
bruh,
where the tip of the bone is.
Bruh, you may want to edit all that out. You don't want people knowing this crap.
But yeah, like I said, I'm going to Walmart. I'm gonna get, so this thing here is where
That's keep the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes. Under the Infinity Gauntlet, I have a 2x3 cube thing, and it's got a bunch of cables in it, but it's all unorganized. It's just all things thrown in there. And I need to organize it all. And I also need to get little things to feed cables through on my desk, because like it looks like a mess under and on my desk of just awful cable management. So I got to get some organizational stuff. And then my brother, so I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. I don't know. Yep, there you go. So my
He
brother,
moved drums in there.
yeah, which honestly I'm okay with. He had a desk here before, but this actually takes up less space than his desk. So I have a lot more floor space over here for VR now. Like a significant, I have about
Does he play when you're trying to game?
no, he doesn't. He hasn't been home since he hasn't really been home since he got it. He played for a couple days and hasn't gotten a chance to really do it since because of the snow and everything. And he also got sick.
Right.
I told you this story, but I'll tell the podcast. Great thing of actually how he got this. My nose now.
Bro, quit touching your nose.
It hurt.
You're just gonna hurt yourself somehow.
It hurt. But no, cool story how he actually got him. So he I guess he said that God laid it on his heart to give everybody at his shop, mechanic, by the way, if you don't know, he gave everybody there, all the mechanics, an $100 bill. Did not tell him why, but he did it. And one of the guys there, apparently his father, he's either a worship leader or owns a music store or both. I forget which. But donated him near $1,000 drum set and my brother doesn't know who it was donated from or anything like that. Doesn't know anything about it other than someone gave it to him and it wasn't us. So yeah, he ended up moving his desk into his room. And he took all the stuff off and it's now sitting on the other side of my monitor over here on the floor. I got to clean all it up and organize it. Now I actually can organize this office a lot better now that he's done that, because now I have that whole wall over there I can put I'm going to get a shelf for.
Yeah.
And do more organizational. Like I've got that little thing, but it's just holding junk right now. And a couple of the boxes I got to get rid of.
You need like a bookshelf, like something tall.
I've got a bookshelf over here, but yeah, I'm probably going to get another one and put it parallel to it and stuff like that. Or a 3x3 cubby that I can just put little bins in or just put things in the gaps.
Are you using it for storage or like?
My bookshelf actually is the bottom two shelves on my bookshelf. The bottom one is all boxes or things that, like, of electronic boxes, things that I want to keep, like for my laptop or my phone, things I haven't had for an incredibly long time, things that I need to keep. And then the second shelf is a little bit of that, but also a little bit of display, like some of my pop figures, my collectible stuff. And then the next three shelves are, what are they actually? Top shelf is CDs and a couple display things. Second shelf is all my video games and also more display things. What is the middle shelf? Middle shelf is more display things and all my graphic novels. And then pretty much it's all one set of graphic novels, and then a couple like bigger books that wouldn't fit on the tiny bookshelf I have in the living room for our normal books.
So you just need storage. Got it.
Yeah, there's no storage.
Understandable.
This house has no closets or anything.
Just get
like
some
that,
cabinets
so.
or something.
I've actually thought about just getting a whole I mean, we just need storage space, so I might just get a cabinet and put it over there in the corner, like next to the door. Like
Speaking of
where that white
house
thing is.
for a second, did you tell the podcast that when you got this house that the toilet is literally in the middle of the bathroom?
I'm pretty sure we talked about that. If not,
because it makes me laugh every time I come over.
You tell them just from your perspective.
It just is like there's so much space. It looks like, about 3 feet or so of empty space in the corner that the toilet looks like it would go. But it's not. It's literally just in the middle of the bathroom.
They basically
it's not up against a wall or anything. It's just
there's like
in the
it's
middle.
cast iron and all that, and they couldn't move it underneath the house. They couldn't like break it or add an extra pipe because of how close it was to the floor.
Just hilarious.
So they couldn't really do much of anything.
It's like they planned out for it to go in the corner, but then they just put it in the middle.
That's exactly what happened. Actually, that's exactly what they wanted to do, and then it just didn't end up working. So now we just have a toilet that's
how
like
do you plan for that and
almost
build
in the middle of the floor
not
and
even
crooked.
realize that The toilet can't go in the right spot.
Yeah,
What?
just poor planning on their part, honestly.
Honestly.
Yeah,
That was that the original or the remodel revision stuff they did?
so the original was like, so we have a single wide shower and then a little wall and then a gap that's about the same size. Basically, what that used to be like a tub shower, and they
Yeah.
got rid of it, put in the single shower. They were gonna put the toilet in the gap between that wall, and then they just couldn't.
So now it's just an empty. Okay, cool, great.
We
Love
might.
that.
We were gonna have somebody come in and build some shelves in there, and just
How would you get to them? The toilets in the
well,
way
no,
it's in
they'd
the
be
middle of
like
the
deep
floor.
shelf. They would be deep shelves, or we would have them section off an area and then do it. So it'd be like right over the toilet. We can just like reach. I don't know.
It's just stupid. Bro.
It is. It very much is.
It's just dumb.
How is your game coming, by the way?
I just posted an update for it.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
The bakery expansion. It's good. I made a Discord server and people have been joining and just posting about it and stuff.
How many tell us your stats, like active players and all that.
Active players is anywhere about
low the last time we talked on here.
Yeah, no, it's been about I have about 40 active players at any given point in time. But my plays have spiked dramatically. So I have about 56,000 plays at this point, and it looks like I'll be getting a paycheck very soon, like this week.
I think one of the funniest things. So we were over at Kaden's house right before Cam went back to college. Or no, it was Cam's house. And we're playing cards and all that. And Kaden looked at his phone like every few minutes because this one guy kept buying stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, how much did he spend?
Oh, probably about 100 real life dollars if I had to guess.
Yeah, like
He just
it
kept
was
buying
literally, he's like, this guy is literally filling up my paycheck by himself.
Yeah.
What did you say? Like you had 5% of a paycheck, and then like it ended up on the For You page, and suddenly you had like 35% or something.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It spiked in like a week.
And since then I've like kind of fallen off the front page because I guess I don't have as many.
Aren't you still on the front tycoon page?
I am. I'm just further down. But it doesn't matter much because my plays haven't dropped too bad from that, but I'm still getting some sales. So it's been good growth.
Are you working on any other games or just this one?
I am, but I'm very much still in pre-production for it.
Are they Roblox games or like different games?
It's Roblox games. I'm gonna focus development on Roblox games for a while.
Easy enough.
Especially because I'm gonna be getting paid for it. So
yeah, I mean, simple, and I mean I imagine much simpler than most other games.
It's easier to get in people's hands, that's for sure.
Yeah, easier for people on Roblox. Literally, it could just be like an Elmo statue, like this, like the fire thing, and that's all the map is, and it would blow up.
Yeah, I would lose some credibility if I did that, but
I remember
Squidward on a chair.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
Yeah.
Like, literally, all it was just a room with a picture of Squidward on a chair, just singing the song, and that's all it was.
Yeah,
and it like has a bunch of players on it. Meme culture sells.
I know.
You should add an update. Like whenever you're done with this game, if it comes to that point, your last update should just be something meme related. Just some kind of meme.
At this point, I'm not going to be done with it for a long time.
At some point, just put in like an update and just call it like whatever update, but all it is an Easter egg, like a Rick rolling Easter egg.
Bro, I would get so many dislikes. People are like, no, I'm never playing this game again.
No, it's just some like a small Easter egg. Like you'd find it on accident, but if you do, you're going to get Rick rolled.
Yeah. I'll consider it.
I know what it should be. You should put an Easter egg like sneak peek for my next game, and that's when it's a Rickroll.
I like that.
That would be the perfect way because they know it. Like it's walking into it. You can't
I like that idea. It's kind of funny.
If you
or like make it like you've beaten the game. Click here to see the ending, and it's literally just
something like that. I think if you were to go out, that would be your final update. But otherwise, I think it'd be a great little Easter egg, just like a poster somewhere on the map, and it's just like my next game. And then if people like interact with it, it's just Rickrolling.
Yes.
I think that would be a great update. That could you do that by April Fools?
Oh yeah, easily.
That should be your April. You should just do that as an April Fool's update and make it like a big thing. Like make sure it's not a little Easter egg. Like it needs to be like banners of it, like sneak peek at new game. And it's just an April Fool's thing of Rickrolling. Can you do that?
So mad, bro. I can do that easily. It's just,
dude,
I don't know if I want to.
I will go and I will give you money to do that,
bro.
I will give you money to do that because of how funny I think that would be.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
see. I'm not committing to that, but we'll see.
I definitely think you should consider it. I think that would be
I will consider
single day update.
Give you that. I will consider it.
I think on that note, I think we'll probably end it here before I end up putting in a Rickroll or something. I'm not going to, but because I would get flagged. But
for copyright.
Yeah. I hate that we couldn't record sooner, but I mean, like, due to the snow,
bro had COVID.
Yeah, friggin' cope. And then I had a stomach bug on top of that, like a 20. Not even a 24-hour bug, like a 12-hour bug.
Whenever
my brother got
his nose, it like breaks his entire face.
Apparently.
Crazy.
Yeah, literally, like I was wanting to do our like year anniversary episode. It didn't get to work because, well, I think
we had the Rona.
Was the 7th our anniversary or was the 17th our anniversary? If it was the 17th, that means yesterday was our anniversary.
So this is the anniversary episode. How about that?
But if it's the 7th,
happy anniversary, guys.
Depending on when this comes out, but
yeah, I know, but still,
be happy.
The closest we're gonna get.
1 year, woo.
1 year of GNAG, 1 year of inconsistent upload schedules and equipment failures. Well done.
Yep. Well, at least one of those should hopefully resolve.
Well done. We'll see. We'll see.
Hopefully we can get an episode for. I mean, this is early. What day is it? Tuesday?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's Monday for some reason. So yeah, we can get this episode out by the end of the week. Hopefully we can get another episode some point later in the week for next week.
Probably.
More consistent.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or we'll just show up in a couple months. We'll see.
I mean, I
gotta get back to work, bro. I'm gonna leave.
Check
it out. Ultimate Retail Tycoon on Roblox. I'm gonna go work on it now. So I will catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, guys, comment below. Let us know what you think. What movies have you been watching recently? If you're watching on YouTube, comment that because that's been what we've been talking about a lot is movies.
Oh yeah, totally. There's so many of them.
Are there any movies you think we should watch? Please, if you have suggestions, send us to us on social media or comment on YouTube.
Link them and let it be Rickrolls. That would be hilarious.
Just movie trailers that are all Rickrolls.
Yes.
All right. Bye, guys.
See you guys.